You are in the world, coming at you from outdoors, the beauty of the outdoors on a Saturday right here in the heart of London, well, northwest London. And I just wanted to share a quick realization and a quick challenge for everybody. What is your stretch? What is your Saturday stretch? What do I mean by a stretch? A stretch is, I didn't feel like getting up in the morning early, but the sun came through. It's such a rarity in the UK, as some of you will know. And I thought, well, the sun's out. It's uncharacteristically early for me to be up this early. But you know what? Let's just meet the day with gratitude. And I stretched myself. I didn't want to get out of bed early. And I sure as hell didn't want to go for a walk. But I just thought, well, what would happen if I just disregarded my mind, disregarded my body, and just went for it anyway? And that's what I've done. You know, I just ignored what my mind and my body, what my senses were saying. And sometimes I think that's the lesson, that sometimes, you know, they say listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, listen to your gut. That's great. But sometimes when your mind or body's speaking, sometimes it's good to ignore it. Not all the time, but I think sometimes it's good to ignore what your mind and body are saying, because actually that is standing between you and your next level of greatness, your next level of growth. And I think that's so powerful, right? That if we want to grow, if we want to become better versions of ourselves, for us, for our family, for our friends, for the people that we care of. If I want to be a better me, if you want to be a better you, we sometimes have to learn to disregard the complaints of the mind and the body. Sometimes, right? And I think that's what I learned this morning. So that's caused me to stretch. I'm up in some hills, kind of look up here, walking up some hills. It's a beautiful, beautiful view. The sun is out. And so I just spent, I don't know, nearly 10,000 steps walking up and down these hills, and I feel great for it. You know, my mind and body complained for about 15 minutes, and then when I was out and up and I see all this, I'm like, I can't help but be grateful. There are so many people who have so much difficulty and they have so little in their lives, and yet they're so happy. And I just wanted to acknowledge that there are people who are doing so much, suffering so much, losing so much. So for us to be able to fill ourselves with gratitude, it gives us the fuel to go back and help people in the world. And I think that's what it's done for me. It's given me the energy again to go back out, to help people, to help myself, to be a better version of me. And look, nobody's perfect. I sure as hell am not perfect. But getting out here just reminds me just to be thankful, stretch myself as I've done here. I kind of went up these hills. I've done 10,000 steps. For me, that's good. I'm happy. I've done 10,000 steps up inclines, got my heart rate up to 70%, 75% of my target heart rate max, all on an empty stomach. I'll go home and have a vegan meal, but it's all, you know, it's all great. I feel happy for it. It's just a personal thing. So my question to you is, what will you do to stretch yourself today? Will you reach out to somebody that you've not spoken to for a while? Will you go and show some affection and appreciation to somebody who you've been missing? Will you go and forgive somebody that you previously wouldn't have forgiven? Will you go and look after your body, your mind? Will you give yourself some care? Or maybe you'll just relax, and maybe you'll just take time off and be with family and friends. You know, I did a survey on LinkedIn the other day, and we had I asked people what do they do on the weekend to switch off, to relax. And the number one thing was we'll spend time with family and friends. But here's the sad thing, the lowest one was self-care. That's crazy, right? Because here's the thing, we all know this. If we're not caring for ourselves enough, how can we care for the people around us? If we're not caring for the person inside, the man or the woman in the mirror, our soul, and I don't mean just watching TV, right? I mean really caring for our soul, nourishing our spirit, our mind. If we can't care for ourselves sufficiently, how can we properly care for the people who depend on us, the people who love us, the people we want to love? We can't. And yet self-care was the lowest on the list of my LinkedIn survey. Crazy, right? It is what it is, but I just want to say that self-care should be highest on that list, because when you care for yourself, you can then start to care and look after others more. And of course, then you can be a better person to hang out with, right? You're less miserable, less grumpy, less tired. I feel happy now. So that's my meditation for you. How can you stretch yourself this weekend, today? What can you do for somebody else or for yourself? And how is that going to help you to grow in your life? How is it going to stretch you just a little bit so you grow in that area, emotionally, or maybe physically, or spiritually, right? Or financially, or whatever it is, with your family and your relationships? How can you stretch yourself just a little bit so you can become a better you and just give more back? That's it from me. I'm rambling now, so I'm going to go back, finish